everybody. Hi. How are you tonight? Had to hop up there. I'd forgotten to turn on my light because it's sunny outside. And I'm thinking, oh, it's so nice. Who needs lights? But I do. I need the light on for my tabletop. How is everybody? Good evening. Happy Sunday. Happy story and art. I hate it when I get lipstick on my teeth. It is, gosh, it's the first Sunday in July. Oh, I can't. We are what? July 6th. Yes, first Sunday. It's hard to believe that July is already here. The years are going by quickly, quickly. And welcome, Linda and Tamara tomorrow. And Susan, hi. Happy to have you here. And there's Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Hi. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Hang on, guys. Stuff getting in my eyeball. Ugh. That's okay. We'll see how it goes. I would say I would just take my glasses off, but then I wouldn't even be able to see the books because it just doesn't work that way. Sunny, beautiful day here. Not too hot, just right. Bob's feeling a little off. He's, yeah. A little bit of vertigo that he's never had before. So it's, he's never had it before. And it kind of threw him for a loop. At least that's where we're assuming that it's vertigo. Hoping it's, we're just going to go with that. So he's been taking it easy. Of course, it's been a day to be able to, he's a Formula F1 racing fan. So he tapes the preliminaries and the qualifyings and then the race. And this weekend was the one in England in Livingston. And so he watched that this morning. And then it was, there was also a photography online. Their monthly show was for us. And what else? Oh, we got a message from Annalena because Layla had a tournament, basketball tournament. That was fun. Oh, and then soccer. He's gotten to watch a bunch of soccer, which is always a fun thing for him to do. And I painted a little bit and just took Aldo for a walk. Not a whole lot of things. But yeah, so got some things to do. Check the mail. Oh, okay. I've got... Let's see, what have we got in the mail? Susan! Oh, goody. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. Is it more than one? Okay, hang on. This is fun. Okay, here you get to see me do this on the fly. Get down to artist work. Oh, hang on. Where am I? Back here. Oh, here we go. Back here. And then I'm going to go to my preview mode so I can pull Susan's tab up from behind. If I can find, there she is, and pull it up into the show. I have a one for Susan. This is how we're doing this on the go. Here we go. Except it's moving faster than I want it to move. Come on. Okay, where'd she go? There she is. And we'll move it right down there below that. And then open this, and I'm going to get rid of, what's this? Okay, and get rid of this. And then I just have to pull it in a picture. Just the one, right, Susan? Just showing me one. Hey, don't be doing that. Whoa. You like this? There we go. Oh, cool. If you have time for the last 4x4 bloom in tile. Got it. Just below it says lots of images, but it's just showing one. All right, we got it. We're back. Now we're going to leave preview mode, and I got to get back to me. This is what happens when we do this on the go, but I can do it back to live mode. Yay. Thanks, Linda, for letting me know. Anyway, need my bucket filled for sure. Carlos, I have not gotten a chance to see your video for today. I was, I saw it and I thought, oh, I want to watch that. But then I got called out by Doc the other day, and he's doing the his Da Vinci, you know, for those over 40 in 30 days. And he said that when he records them, he's thinking about if he can get Gangsta Grandma out of iMovie. So I'm kind of been like, got called out. And so I've been trying to follow along with Da Vinci, which I think I can, but it works better. If you guys know that I'm to Carlos, I'm telling this, and Linda and Susan Tamara all know Doc Rock has been one of my coaches, online coaches for ages, but Doc is kind of, he's very knowledgeable, but when he teaches fast, and he teaches with a lot of knowledge behind and what he already knows. And so sometimes it's hard to keep up. So I've discovered that if I put him on, like, I just put him on 75%, sometimes 50%, but 50% sounds like he's just came home from a party and is recording something. But 75% I can kind of follow along. So that was what I was doing today. It was amusing. It was amusing too. Not a problem, Susan. I don't mind the late send at all. Okay, so today though, it is Sunday and we have our Sunday show and tell ready to go right now. So this is Tamara's, and she says, so Tamara's been having some issues with her eye strain. So she said, apologize for things being a bit out of focus, but they don't seem out of focus to me. She says, I wanted to do something for tomorrow and played with my scrap leftovers. The collage pieces are from an old oil painting from 1997 that didn't work out. Gosh. But I kept it. Nothing goes to waste. With you, Tamara, it never does. They are on handmade paper that I tested for doing acrylic washes on. I just need to pick one for the final piece. Okay, so we have top left, top right, and the lower one. Take a look at these three, you guys. Tamara wants our input and which one. Oh, my goodness. Which one you like the best, or is her final piece? Oh my goodness. So in the top left corner, so the top left picture, the lower right hand corner that has that more orange to it, I really like that. And I like the offset of the big mountain behind. But my other favorite is the lower one. The one on the right or top right. It's a 5x7. The one on the right. Okay. Yeah. Gosh. They're all gorgeous. They're all gorgeous. I tell ya. I just, top left for me. Yeah, that's top left for me, kind of. It's really kind of Susan. But oh my gosh. But the top right, it appeals to the photographer and me with the lead-in lines coming from the lower left and lead in. That's kind of what we do as photographers. They're just too amazing. It's just one of those that just deserves. Yay. So what are people thinking? Crap white shoes. I love them all. I like the lower piece. I'd take any of them. Perspective on the bottom feels like it's closer. Yeah, I think you're right because the moon. My idea on that, Linda, is that because the moon is more behind the mountain, it makes it feel as if it's closer to it. So, uh, yes, so good. All right, next we have, there we go, Susan. Susan, I just pulled this in. So it's a 4x4 bloom on tile. Gosh, Susan, your blooms are so extraordinary. They're just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Of course, I've I've never really had the patience for the mixing and the planning and all the right stuff to put in them. So I've never had this kind of luck with blooms. And I like watching you guys instead. But this is amazing. It's this beautiful dove. It gets it. This is done by removing excess paint. What? What? It's so pretty. It is so pretty. Oh gosh. Done. So did you blow the bloom on this one? Put it in and blow on it and then remove excess, or I don't know. Did you do a video on this one? Bloom the whole tile, then scraped. Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh, girl, I hope you did a video on this one. If you did, put it in the link. If not, make a short of it. I know how to do that in iMovie. I know. Whoa, so no videos. Dang, girl. Ah, so beautiful. Okay, now we're going to me. Okay. And what I have for you guys, I just decided I would show you is it in focus? Well, it's not as focused. So this is a photo I took in 2015, and I hope it's clearer on your screen than it is on mine, but it's a glacier. I was flying over a glacier. What's cool about it and why I've been able to do this is Lightroom came out with a new tool within Lightroom, and they had it in Camera Raw just recently, and it's come out, and it's called in distraction removal, and it's for reflections. So I was flying in about an 8-seater plane over this glacier on the edge of Katmai in Alaska, and the windows. The plane was, let's just say the plane was not pristine and new. So the windows were not the cleanest, but they weren't bad. But you're flying it was in the middle of the day. There's sun, it's blue. That's why I did it in black and white and kind of did a little infrared effect to it to get it. But I still had some problems with like the reflections on the windows. And this new reflection removal, oh my God. I don't know, Carlos, if you've used it. I have a whole bunch of photos that I took from the windows of these seaplanes that I was on when I was flying all over Alaska and flying into these little puddles and coming in and like over amazing places. And it's just amazing what it has done to clean up some of this. This particular photo, it looks really grainy to you guys right there. At least it does to me when I look at it on my monitor. But it's got a little bit of noise, but not much. But considering I was inside an 8-seater plane flying over a glacier in the middle of the day with sun shining, I'm pretty damn pleased. So, yeah, that's I'm doing a exhibit in over Labor Day weekend in Yakima at the studio, my friend's studio, and so I'm one of the studio artists there. So I'm pulling up a bunch of black and whites to do. So this is one of the ones, and it's printed on Slick Rock Pearl, which you can kind of see that little bit of shine to it. It's a pearl kind of paper. It's very cool. Yeah, it's fun to do. Thank you. Thank you. This one is not infrared. This is black and white, Linda. It looks somewhat infrared, but I did some color swap and conversion. If you saw the color version, these parts in here where the cracks are in the glacier are like really teal blue because the glacier, the pressure makes the glacier ice gets really, really, really blue. And this is a big mountain. This is a large expanse of glacier. So it's fun. It was fun. So thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. All right. Where am I here? No, I'm not going to there. We're going to, here we go. Back to, there we go. So, why did I lose that? Why did I lose that? Go away there. Thank you. Got a soft look to it, like the wind is blowing the snow across the landscape. It was, you get a lot of harsh light in the middle of the day. That was the first day that I had gotten to Alaska, and they took us out over these glaciers, which was pretty cool. So now on to something completely different. I have stories for us today. And the first one, when I was at Craft and Commerce the last day, and I was leaving, and we're at the eChem studio at Kit Studios, and we were talking about what our shows do, and somebody asked, and this woman said she taught Persian online, and I was, wow, and we started talking about books, and she said that her favorite book was this particular book, and she loved it so much because of what it does with language. And that it's all about, can you figure out the story? Because it's written by Carson Ellis. It's called Du Is Tak. Du Is Tak? Du Is Tak. And Carson Ellis is the creator of the New York Times bestseller Home, her debut picture book as both illustrator author, and this is her which was Home, which was her debut picture book as both author and illustrator. She also illustrated The Composer is Dead by Lemony Snicket. Oh, yes. And Dillweed's Revenge by Florence Perry Hyde. If you know anything about this, the Lemony Snicket books, the series of unfortunate events, the artwork in that is pretty crazy, which now that I see her connection with that, yeah, that makes sense. And collaborated with her husband, Colin Meloy, on the best-selling Wildwood series. Carson lives with her family outside Portland, Oregon. This book, you're going to need to use your imagination and listen to the sound of the words, to the inflections, and see what kind of story you get. Because Carson Ellis wrote a book in a made-up language of bugs. Yeah. So, Du is tak is the name of this book. The illustrations are kind of a combined, drawings and almost collage-like and different kind of things, but it's wonderful. The back and front together. Du ist tak. So it's really kind of fun to read. Let me put this over here in the middle, so it should not be in the way. Du ist tak by Carson Ellis. Du ist tak, mana zoot. Tata. Let me get you back in focus here. Hang on. Oh, here. Oops. I'm going to try to focus this just a little bit better, you guys. It seemed to have slipped out of focus. Up, there we go. Tata. Du ist tak, ma ibado unk plunk. Du kima plunk, mana zoot. Rubade unk ribble. Sa. Bor inkem icky. 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 Rubade unk ribble. Unk ribble. Ru daden duden unk furt. Sue. Sue. La 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 la. Chick 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 chick. Roop furt. Vubeck. Booby Vubeck. Roop furt. Oh. Sue. Sue. Du ist tak. Oh. Ho uki. Unk gladenbunk. Is unk gladenboot? Unk gladenboot. Unk servadeli gladenboot. Ah, unk gladenboot. So. Is tak unk gladenboot? Unk gladenboot. Tata udas. Tata iki. Tata uki. Tata furt. Snow.
Du ist Tag. Tata.
What did you think? There are a few recordings of people reading this. And there's actually a recording of it. Somebody did an animated version of it. Oh, if I could find that. And hang on. Let me see if I can find it and get it for you, because you guys should go see the animated version. It's just so cool. Where it is? Du ist Tag. Animation. There it is. Here it is. Let me get it and share. Copy that. And I will get it into here. MB. Oops. What was that? What did I just do? What did I do? I just opened up a new scene. I did something completely someplace else. Where did that go? Where am I? There we go. Desk, overhead. Oh, undo. It keeps making, it won't let me paste that. Keeps making a new scene. Darn. Funny. Okay. So if you go to Du ist Tag animation in YouTube, you can find the video, because for some reason, every time I try to paste something into the chat, it is opening a new scene and taking me to no place. Well, totally became the bugs. Yeah, bugs are good. The whole thing about Voices of the Bugs, and then the animation, and then them going through the season, and then the one little caterpillar that says "ta-ta" at the beginning and becomes a chrysalis, and then becomes the night moth, and the other cricket goes off. And when they're animated, they fly off together. It's very cute. But I just loved it. And then the animation of the spider getting swooped out and taken by the bird, and everybody cheering, "Da, Sue!" Just cracked me up. I thought it was funny. You gotta, it's one of those things. It's one of those kind of things that when there's books like this that, ooh, what happened there? That's not it. Sorry, you guys. What is going on? Here. I'm sorry. It's going all over the place. When you come up with things like that the kids make up stories for, and they can tell you what was really happening, and it doesn't have to fit and made up words. It doesn't really matter. It's just really lovely. So that was Du ist Tag. And that was one book. And which was funny that it was given to me by the idea was given to me by the name of someone who teaches Persian line on her channel. And then I'd gone to the library and I had another book that I'd picked up, and it was it's a story that is translated from the Persian. And I thought, okay, I just have to put the two books together, whether they really go together or not. That fits with me for this thing. And so the next story I have for you is called, there I am, In the Meadow of Fantasies. It's by Hadi Mohammadi and Nushin Safaku. In the Meadow of Fantasies. And it's, what did she say about it? Was there, she said, the author said, I always wanted to be a crow instead of a human. That's why in most social media sites, my profile picture is a crow. I've also written stories about crows and found inspiration through them. In other words, there's an inner crow living inside me. Sometimes when I become too wise, it reminds me, you're a crow. You shouldn't plant your feet too firmly on the ground. I wrote with my left hand, and when I started school, I had a penmanship teacher who hated left-handed people. My handwriting was bad, and every chance he got, he would put a pencil between my fingers and squeeze. When I was 13, I wrote a composition, and this time, a teacher I really liked predicted that I would become a writer. My youth passed in the chaos of revolution, grueling and merciless. For 40 years, I've been writing and laying my head down to sleep with the hope for freedom. But if I die without freedom, remember that my pen wrote for the love of freedom. And that was this. And then the other author, the illustrator said, my best childhood playmate was my father. Sometimes we were a lion and his cub, other times a large ship that harbored a little boat inside it. Yet the best time we spent together was when he told me stories and I simultaneously drew them. Stories he made up of real-life characters but with strange names and behaviors, who went about common daily routines in uncommon ways. That's cool. To me, he is still the greatest storyteller, and I wish to tell stories to children by drawing them as sweetly as he narrated them. And then Sarah Kahili is translated it. But this is In the Meadow of Fantasies. Come on. And we are going to switch this to... There was one horse. Then there were two horses. Then there were three horses. Then there were four horses. Then there were five horses. Then there were six horses. Then there were seven horses. The young girl murmured as she gazed at the meadow through the window of her fantasies. The 7 horses were and were not 7 colors. The first horse was white. The second horse was black. The third horse was red. The fourth horse was yellow. The fifth horse was gray. The sixth horse was brown. But the 7th horse had no color at all. The other horses each gave a patch of their color to the colorless horse. Now, the 7th horse was every color. The 7 horses had and did not have 7 homes of their own. The first horse lived in the great valley. The second horse lived in a forest. The third horse lived in a meadow, and the fourth horse lived in a desert. The fifth horse lived on the seashore. The sixth horse lived on a hill. But the 7th horse had no home of its own. The other horses each gave part of their home to the 7th horse. Now the 7th horse had a home everywhere. There were 7 horses that had and did not have 7 dreams and fantasies. The first horse fancied itself the fastest steed on the planet. The second horse fell in love with a tree that cast the broadest shade. The third horse's world became a stream teeming with fish large and small. The fourth horse dreamed of nothing but moons and stars. And the fifth horse created a lush, green universe for itself. The sixth horse daydreamed of a young girl gazing at it through the window of her fantasies. The young girl read the sixth horse's mind, and a smile spread across her lips. She wondered, what about the seventh horse? Why does it not have any dreams? The young girl had hardly finished her thought when the other horses gathered together some of their visions and dreams and offered them to the seventh horse. Now the seventh horse's mind was full of beautiful flights of fantasy. There were 7 horses with 7 foals. The first horse's foal was only 1 week old. The second horse's foal was 2 weeks old. The third horse's foal was 3 weeks old. The fourth horse's foal was 4 weeks old. And the fifth horse's foal was 5 weeks old. And the sixth horse's foal was 6 weeks old. But the seventh horse's foal was not even 7 days old. It was just a day old, a newborn. The other horses celebrated the birth of the newborn foal, a celebration with songs of moonlight and blossoms of milk for the newborn to suckle and grow. Seven weeks of 7 days passed. The 7 foals were growing. The youngest foal was 7 weeks old. The oldest foal was 2 times 7 weeks old. 7 weeks passed, then 7 months. The 7 foals had grown. There were 7 horses of 7 colors, but one was of more than one color. They were 7 horses with 7 homes of their own, but one had more than one home of his own. There were 7 horses with 7 dreams, but one had more than one dream. The time had come for the horses to return. The horse of more than one color, the horse with more than one home of its own, the horse that had more than one dream, galloped as fast as lightning until it reached the window of the young girl's fantasies. The horse of more than one color, the horse with more than one home of its own, the horse with more than one dream, shared its colors with the young girl, shared its home with the young girl, shared its flights of fantasy with the young girl. The young girl beamed with joy. She looked at the horse of 7 colors and asked, "Shall we together write the story of 7 nights and 7 moons?" And they did. And that's the story of In the Meadow of Fantasies. And the layout, yeah. I'm listening with my eyes closed. I'm still here. Oh, yay, Tamara. Glad. There I am. There we go. So, what'd you think of that one? It was interesting that the person that translated it, what did she say? I just thought I did a study one time with a couple different folktale people. What was her name? Aurora Valentinetti was a professor at the University of Washington, and she was a worldwide known master puppeteer. And I took a puppetry class from her, and we did some storytelling. And the other one was with, Sam Sebesta, who was a professor of storytelling at the UW too. But there was another, who was it that I read? I can't remember the name now. But sometimes folk tales or cultural, they're just, because of told in different cultures, they're told in such a way that the story becomes, it is laced with such deeper meaning, and it's always fun to try to explore those, all about the seven, how that is in cultures. It's just fascinating. And then the girl who, the woman who translated this said, "I grew up in a home with no television. My father called it the idiocy box and refused to allow one in the house. He wanted us to read instead. When I was too young to read, my entertainment was the Persian folk tales Nanch Kobe used to tell me. In reality, my nanny was as engaging as her folk tales. She was funny and eccentric and always dressed in her tribal Kashkai clothes. I think that's how you say it. Kashkai clothes. Colorful, embroidered shirts and long, multi-layered skirts hemmed with ribbons. Now and then, she would drift off in the middle of a story, and I, nestled in her lap, would tug at her sequined headscarf, pinned under her chin to bring her back. When I was little older, Nana Kobe went back to her tribe, and amazing pop-up and picture books replaced her stories. Other books for other ages followed. Decades have since passed, and my love of stories and book continues. I always think of my father, and I often wish I had a photograph at Nana Kobe." The power that reading has about what. We get to learn more about lamb chop. I remember watching Lamb Chop. That's when I got to watch Ed Sullivan, was when Lamb Chop was on. I could stay up and watch. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. But anyway, this was from somebody, a quote that was somebody had written in the War Paint Journal, which is an interesting kind of journal of different kind of things written by millennials for millennials about things that they think they all know about, but they don't really know about. That was kind of how the person who described it. But Bob sent it to me and thought it was great. It says, and you'll understand what I feel about why I share kids' books and why I think that they have such meaning for us and why reading is so important. A generation of kids growing up without reading books isn't just a generation that reads less. It's a generation slowly losing the muscle for empathy. Because books aren't just stories. They're training grounds for imagination, for slipping into someone else's life, someone else's grief, joy, fear, or mess. They teach you to sit with feelings that aren't yours. Without that, how do you learn to care about people who aren't like you? How do you build a world where you pause before judging, listen before reacting, understand before dismissing? So true. So true. They teach you to sit with feelings that aren't yours. If you ever read A Bridge to Terabithia and felt that feeling from the kids, or so many other books that you can think of that I remember the first time I read The Giver and just was like, they can't just leave it this way at the end. It just is impossible to leave that book, but they did. Or because of Winn-Dixie, I still know the opening line. My daddy, the preacher, sent me to the store to get milk and tomatoes, and I came home with a dog. I mean, yes. All right. So I wanted to share that quote with you. A generation of kids growing up without reading books isn't just a generation that reads less. It's a generation slowly losing the muscle for empathy. And if I do nothing else, I keep feeding that muscle for empathy with what we do here and with sharing these books. And if it fills your bucket, yay. It fills mine too, to have you guys here and that I get to share this with you. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's books. Du ist Tag and In the Meadow of Fantasies. Folk tales and fantasies. And a little bit of silly. That's so much fun. So everybody, it's that time. And I'll be back on Thursday with more stories. But until next time, everybody, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in your own mirror. And I'll see you Sunday. Or Thursday. It's Sunday today. Oh, well. And closing. Where's my... There we go.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh.
Talk about childhood memories.
Drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh. You got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh. Drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh. You got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous.